Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Jaquan,
I'm Jasmine.
and welcome to the Film
Film
Spill.
spill. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about Thor: Love and Thunder. This is an action adventure film, and here is the summary. Thor embarks on a journey unlike anything he's ever faced. However, his retirement gets interrupted by Gore the God Butcher, a galactic killer who seeks the extinction of the gods.
Yep. So, of course, this is a Marvel movie, so we're going to be kind of biased. So, let me first get into my rating. I gave this film a 4. It could have been a 4.5, but I'm going to tell you guys some of my cons why I felt like it wasn't a 4.5 and why I feel like it wasn't a 5. Here are my pros and here are my cons. All right, so my first pro is I thought Kristen Bell did an amazing job as Gore. I felt like when I was watching that film, it was just so strange to see him as this villain because most of us are used to seeing him as Batman. So just kind of see him as an actor portray this villain, it was just so amazing. And I won't say I was terrified, but I can really just kind of just feel the evilness, if that's a word, kind of just emitting from him. It was just very dark. And I thought he did an amazing job. So that was my first pro. My second pro, I would say I felt like I love seeing the dual battle scenes between the mighty Thor, which was Jane Foster, and just the regular Thor, Thor Odinson. I thought them together, they was very in sync. It was very nice to see them together because, we watched them on screen for years. So just kind of see them together actually in battle was very new and very different, and I enjoyed watching that. One of the best scenes, obviously, was when Thor gave the kids of Asgard his powers, and they basically was helping him fight I guess you can call them shadow bugs that Gore created. When he gave them their powers, it was just crazy to watch, crazy to see. I enjoy watching the kids because we are parents, so just seeing the children do that, it was just dope to see them actually interact with Thor and have powers. So I enjoyed that scene, and I also liked the actual end credit scene when they bring in Hercules because I know he's a very big part of the Avengers in the comics, and also he's a very big part of the god mythology. So it was very dope to see Hercules actually be brought into the fold. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with him. All right, let's get into my cons. So my first con that I have, very similar to the con that I had whenever we watched Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I meant where the Illuminati wasn't in there that long. I had the same type of con with this film when the gods weren't in there that long. I felt like they could have showed more gods, and they could have showed them, I guess, be more of a part of the story, right? I mean, they were a part of the story as far as gods not helping, but I guess I wanted to see more of them kind of assist Thor, just to see most of them was just like, whatever, we don't care. I was just like, yeah, I didn't really care too much about that aspect of it because I'm like, wow. And then whenever they did show Zeus, seeing him talking about orgies and stuff, that was just very, very weird. I'm like, can't these guys help? And just to see how they were, I just didn't really care to. I guess you can say watch that part. I didn't really care too much about that. And I guess we talked a little bit about the Celestials too. I thought they was gonna play a big part of it as well, or at least see more. They really wasn't a part of it. And yeah, that kind of threw me off. They just had like one scene, and yeah, they will all be my pros and my cons. One other pro actually I want to add in there. I felt like I agreed with Gore, especially with his guy who was just so horrible, just not even caring about his followers. And I actually agreed that he should have killed him. And I guess to piggyback off that, one of my last cons is I felt like Gore should have actually followed throughout his mission. He did all that stuff to go through this stuff, killing gods, and then towards the end, Thor kind of just, changed his whole mindset of like, hey, you should choose love. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just bring my daughter back after I did all this crazy stuff. Now I just want my daughter. So that part just kind of threw me off too. So other than that, I feel like it was a great movie. Would I recommend to watch it? Of course, it's a Marvel film.
Okay, guys. So I give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was a really good movie. A few of the things that I liked and I didn't like. I liked the funny back and forth with his Stormbreaker and his ex weapon. I'm gonna say the hammer because I don't know how to pronounce it. But the whole back and forth, how the Stormbreaker just kept like sliding into the scene every time he was talking about his hammer. That was like so funny. That was like the cutest thing because it was like jealous or whatever. I think that was really cute. I didn't like the goat screaming. I feel like they wanted to make that like really funny, but Maybe it was funny like the first time or so, but them doing it a million times, I didn't like that. I like how Thor's hammer bonded itself to Jane because he had unknowingly enchanted it to protect her. So that's why it was bonded to her. I liked kind of like he talked about omnipotent city, basically where all the gods were. I would like them to like dive into that more. Like what goes on there, I guess, or what do they do
Yeah,
there,
is it like a ruling
or
council? Like what is?
what happens there. I would like them to dive into that more. I think it was cool how they turned black and white when they entered into the shadow world. They just
Oh
lost all
yeah,
of their color.
I enjoyed it.
I love the kid army because that was just so cute, especially the little girl with the beard. That was just like the cutest thing. It was really sad when Jane came in with the hammer to fight Gore because he told her like, okay, if you pick up this hammer one more time, then it could possibly cause you to die because it's like taking all that strength out of you. And she was just like, forget it, she gonna do it. So when she came in, I mean, he looked like he needed help. He was kind of losing a little bit,
Yeah.
so he needed her help. But when she came in, I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit because I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's choosing this over her life. Like she's ready to give up her life, basically. So that was sad. That made me tear up a little bit. I was mad that they was doing all of that to fight him and destroy the Necro sword, and the portal was already open. So he just slipped right through the portal. They over here fighting him and stuff. It's already open, and he just walked right through it. What was the point of them fighting him? And then at the end, Thor convinced Gore that all he really wanted was his daughter back. So like he said, the whole beginning was Gore vowed to kill all the gods after he was ignored by his god after his daughter died. So that was his whole entire thing. And then he goes through all of that. And then when he gets to eternity,
yeah.
he's like, Thor convinced him to like, no, you just want your daughter. And he's like, okay, cool. But it's like, he's not even going to be alive to raise her. He's about to die. So I'm going to wish my daughter back and somebody else is going to raise her.
And he said that he was just like, oh, I'm not even going to be alive to, raise her. She's going to be alone. And they were like, oh, no, she's not. So you just automatically just trust this person to raise your daughter.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, you went on through all of this that was crazy. And then Jane died in Thor's arms. That was sad. But I'm kind of glad that she was killed off because I know that sounds really, really dark, but I feel like in movies, when all of the main characters just stay alive, every single movie, it's really nothing new. Like you have to make something new and fresh, even though she's not like a super A character or a main character. She's like a B or whatever, B or C. But it was cool that she was killed off because she got to go to Valhalla, if I'm saying that right. And I think that was cool because there's so many that place has been talked about so much in Viking movies and shows. I would love to see more of it. Like I want to see what this Valhalla is and how it looks like and like what do they do there and stuff. So I think that was cool. Oh, it was cute when at the end Thor and the girl Love were running and he had his hammer and she had his Stormbreaker and they was like running together. That was cute because somebody said he would be cute as a dad. I think it was Korg or something.
Yeah,
he said he'd be cute as a dad. So that was kind of cute. I feel like that was like foreshadow basically to that moment. But that was cute. And then the last thing I have to say was I wonder if the whole Korg scene with the other man will cause an uproar because we know how people feel about same-sex couples and things happening like that in these movies. People don't like that. So let's see if that's going to cause an uproar, but it probably won't because people just have something against women. But that was all I had to say. It was a really good movie. I give it a 4.5.
Yep. So just like always, you guys, if you are interested in anything Marvel related or just anything Thor related, we definitely would recommend you guys checking this film out. It was definitely dope. And like I said, just like always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you again.